And the last one, we've been very busy. Okay, and then we did have the meeting with the insurance lady. The meeting was held in the condo office. This is March 24th, 2010. It was an emergency meeting. Board members present were Monique Stewart, Julia Saber, Lori Hunt, Jerry Clark, Kathy Fay, Sebastian Rivera, Harvey Ratner, Mike Mooney, and Carolina Panagini. Ann Jerez was absent. The meeting was called to order at 6:35 p.m. by President Harvey Ratner. Our insurance agent Linda Adama was present to explain the changes in our insurance. There was concern that premiums were going up as a result of the change in the way the buildings were evaluated. Jerry left the meeting at 6:50 and Monique left at 7:25 due to prior commitments. Linda explained that premiums for all buildings had actually gone up for this year. However, Buildings 2's premiums were reduced substantially since they were now out of the A rating. Harvey asked that Linda check to see why only Buildings 1 and 4 premiums were higher. The board agreed to proceed with the changes as they have been presented. No vote was required since the board had voted on this previously. Harvey adjourned the meeting at 8:20 p.m.
Any suggestions or corrections of the minutes? Minutes are accepted as read.
Yes.
Okay.
Get up. One there, one here.
Okay, Marvin. Sebastian, microphone. Well, I said I would welcome association input after each section. So
This is on the minutes for the last meeting. Two things I want to note is that as we were talking about it, our president suggested that the fee that was charged to do the appraisal for all 5 buildings be charged to building 2 only because they had the reduction. Lori said that's not proper because by law we have to have the appraisal done for all 5 buildings, and it would not be right to charge the other buildings to building 2. Also, after some discussion, again, Building 4 at that point was going up some money, and Building 1, between one of them was about $600 some dollars, one about $800. Again, Harvey suggested that and make this fair, why don't we take those increases and take it away from the Building 2? Anyway, I just think that this kind of philosophy that take from those have and give it to the have-nots is not good. Anyway, that didn't come out in the minutes, and both of those things did transpire. Thank you.
it didn't come out in the minutes because it wasn't so. Not what you said. That was part of the discussion. It wasn't necessary to bring up. It occurred to me and several of the members that Building 2 was taking a very large decrease, which is great. That's fine. But we had to ensure that the other buildings weren't going up as a result of it. And one of the suggestions I made in the course of the conversation, which did not take place or happen, was that Building 2 would absorb the increases in the other buildings. What I was saying is, as long as the other buildings are breaking even, not increasing or decreasing. However, none of that took place, and Building 2 got exactly what Monique promised. Correct me if I'm wrong, Monique. I believe that Building 2 got exactly what Monique promised, and what Marvin was talking about was part of the discussion, but it didn't happen, and the other board members were just as concerned as I was, Marvin, as you may recall, that their buildings were going up and Building 2 was going down. As it ended up, which is really the only important thing as far as I'm concerned, is that Building 2 went down. You got your full decrease, and we'll be discussing your decrease in maintenance shortly. Okay.
As of what date?
Retroactive to April 1st. You cannot lose any money, no matter when we do it, it's going to be retroactive through April 1st. It's already been
April
determined.
1st. April what?
Yeah, I think we're taking it under what, under old business? Because I don't believe it's on the agenda, right? It'll be discussed under old business. Okay, next on the agenda is the appointment of the Building 4 second director. Mike?
Yes, Ann Jerez resigned. Well, she filled her 2-year commitment on the board of directors, so we have an empty spot on building 4. I'm appointing Susan Lane from building 4, for building 4 as a director for building 4. Susan?
She here?
Welcome to the board, Susan. Susan Lane, is that the last name? Okay. All righty. All right, before we go on to the next agenda, I just want to make an announcement that Russ, I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name, Russ. Morger? In this incredible economy, Russ Morger has just completed his 33rd year with the Suns, working for the Sun Center. Russ, the only thing that I've done for 33 years is suck air.
You're a great man.
So I congratulate you. Okay. All right, next is, we have a serious renting problem, and this discussion is for board members initially, and then I'm going to open it up to the association members. We have an extremely serious renting problem. This is not allowed in Polynesian Gardens, and yet at least 2 ads that I'm aware of have appeared in newspapers offering apartments for rent. What we need to do, I think the first thing we need to do is decide whether or not we want to change this community to a percentage of renting which would not be able to exceed 20%. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's 20. Anybody?
I checked with one person, they said in order to apply by Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae rules, it was 50%, but I would check.
Or less.
Or less, yes, definitely less. I would never want to go 50%.
No, neither would I.
And I would check with a couple more people before I would give.
Please get back to us on it. Anybody else on renting?
Yeah, I have something to say.
Please proceed with it.
You guys hear me?
I got the
Yes.
microphone right on the phone. Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, we have renting his unit out.
I didn't get that.
What?
Is Mike Mooney's unit still being rented out?
It's not rented out.
Mike Mooney's unit is not down as a rental. It's down as he has a roommate. Let's move on.
Well, no, he doesn't have a roommate because he doesn't live in that unit, he lives in his house.
Right.
We cannot have board members renting in our community and then expect his board members not renting to other residents. Then who applies to board members and other people in our community?
Mike, you want to respond to that?
Yeah, Monique, get your facts straight.
No, he doesn't. No, that doesn't say a thing. That doesn't say
The
one
facts
word.
aren't straight. He has listed his house as his rent, as his main source of living. Therefore, he cannot live, he's living in two places at the same time. He's living in his house, but he's not living in his unit. Thus, he is renting it. He cannot rent it. It's not rental.
Could you tell the association and the board what law he's breaking by owning 2 pieces of property?
Exactly.
You can own 100 pieces of property. However, he doesn't list his unit as his domicile. He lists his house, which means either he's breaking the law by saying he's illegally living in his house
Yes.
or his unit. So which one is it? If he lies to us or if he lies to the county?
Quite frankly, I don't see where it's any of your business. How Mike does his investing in real estate is not the subject of this board, and I'm going to call you out of order and continue. You can, of course,
You can call me out of order all you want to, but you can't have a board member renting their unit.
I'm not renting.
They can't rent.
Mike has stated here that he does not rent. This has been explained to the board prior to this, and your complaint is duly, please note
All right.
it in the minutes. I don't know what more I can do for
Let me-
you. You can, of course, complain.
Let me explain what happened. I put in for a roommate back when Sheila and Grace were on the screening committee. I did it properly. I paid the $100 for the credit report and all that, even though the roommate is not responsible for any of the bills. If I have a girlfriend or